All right, we're back for more. Third problem. All right, I'm gonna first draw my wall because I love to separate the two sides. No funky fractions this time. Woohoo! Distributive. Is distributive here. Hopefully you remembered if you see a negative inside or outside of the parentheses, there's actually an invisible 1 there. So we got to distribute that -1. One thing I love about distributing that -1 is when you multiply things by -1, they all just change their opposites. So this will become -x, and this will become -2. Boom, done. All right, so now I'm going to bring down this side. So we're down to combine like terms, but again, I feel like this has happened to us like every time, except for the first time. There's no like terms, like this has an x, this doesn't, can't combine them. Over on this side, this has an x, this doesn't, can't combine them. And don't forget, you can't jump the wall. So you can't combine them if they're on opposite sides of the equation. All right, so next one is move the variables and then the constants. Please move the variables first. You can move the constants first, but I have found in all my years of teaching, that seems to confuse kids. So please move your variables first. Now this time I have a -1x, remember invisible 1 there, and a +3. Now this is my third problem with y'all. You should know by now I'm going to get rid of that -x by doing a +x because it's the lower number. So I'm going to do plus an x. Now there's no number there, but you've got to know that's a 1. That's a 1. That is what we have. So what would be left? Okay, well this is canceled. We get a -2 equals -2 plus 4x. Okay, so now we're going to move the constants. We have this -2 on the side with the x. Let's get rid of it to the other side. So we want to do the opposite. So we're going to do plus 2. And this is kind of weird. So on this side, it cancels out, right? But it's like literally saying the same thing. But on this side, you don't just cancel it out. So I want to explain why. If you just cancel it out, it's like you're saying there's nothing on that side, and we never have an empty side in an equation. If you have nothing, you have the number 0. Like when I canceled it here, that was no big deal because there's still 4x on that side. There's something there. But if I were to just cancel it here, it would be like empty, and that's like not a thing. So -2 plus 2 is worth 0. Don't forget to write that 0. Okay, so to finish it off, I'm going to divide by 4 on each side. When I do that, I get x is equal to 0. Now, I will tell you, a lot of times when you get 0 as an answer, you think you did something wrong. But we now know to check, right? Like we could check and see if we did something wrong. So let's go up to the top. Let's go ahead and plug in 0 for any time I see an x. Try to erase all my handy dandy helper stuff. Okay, so here's an x. I'll make it a 0, and there was an x. I'll make it a 0. This one I like. It's not too hard to noodle through. So if you do inside the parentheses here, 0 plus 2 is 2, but then you have -1 times 2. So you would get a -2 on this side. On this one, 3 times 0 is worth 0, right? So it's like this is gone, and it leaves you with just a -2. So does -2 equal -2? Absolutely. Check. It's good. And we have made it through the third problem. Meet me back for the fourth.